Live on the Golden Square Podcast.
This is Linda. This is Barry. And when you come to the round table, you square off with the girl. Square
I think we are amazing with our jingle. You gotta love our jingle. And listen,
yes,
you could also get it on iTunes.
You sure can. You sure can. So, Mr.
Welcome everybody.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
This is Linda. I'm Barry.
That's
and
Barry.
We are
and
the
Golden Square Podcast.
Golden Square podcast. Golden Square podcast.
That's it.
We're the host and co-host. Host,
What?
co-host. Host, co-host. So, Linda, how was your day today?
Long.
Long?
It was long. It was long. And I had some issues too.
Did you?
Yeah.
What happened?
My check engine light came on in my car.
That's an ugly sound.
That is.
That's an
It
ugly
just,
sound.
when I saw it, I was like, ooh,
Oh my God, what am I do?
What?
What am I do?
who
What
I
am-
call my son? Don't take it to the mechanic. Call my son. Babe, my light came on, Mom. What does it say? Nothing. Just said the light came on. I don't know. Okay, do this. I'm like, okay, I'll wait for you to come. I can't have car problems. I don't like car problems.
Me neither. I don't think anybody
Yeah,
does.
I don't. And I'm a woman by myself.
Woman, man, cat, dog, car problems,
Yeah,
It's
but
a bad
y'all fix
thing.
them. Y'all fix them. Y'all make it.
Y'all don't put me down. I don't even change tires. I don't.
Okay. So
I
how was
don't.
your day?
It was pretty good. And I don't change tires because I have a Cadillac, and Cadillac does not give spare tires.
Right.
They give you fix a flat.
That little donut. That it's so little.
No,
don't even do.
No donut.
No,
It's a can.
I got a donut.
I don't have a donut.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay. I don't
Yeah.
have not a good thing, but nobody needs car problems. My day was okay.
Yeah.
I am alive, and that's always a good thing. Just being here is always a plus. Okay.
He's alive. That's it. He's here with me. He's alive.
You really think you can sing? Okay. Hey, that's hard. That's hard. That's hard.
That's all that counts.
We're hoping
Okay.
that you guys had a great day today.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
the weather was fairly good.
It was.
And we're headed back to really decent weather, although the nights have been a little chilly.
But that's been good chilly though.
I don't know. There's no chilly. It's chilly.
No, it's a
unless
bit
you're
chilly
eating
at
it.
night.
That's the only chili that's hot.
But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Golden Podcast with Linda Scott
And Barry Barnes.
So let's just get right into what we got to get into.
Tonight we have
Yes.
an incredible guest.
Yes.
He is one of my icons. Okay, that I aspire to be like.
Wow.
I know him as Rudy Rasmus
And
because
everybody else know him as
Pastor Rudy.
That's it.
Pastor
Okay,
Rudy.
Pastor
And the
Rudy.
beautiful thing is this man has been so incredible. He's moved from being Pastor Rudy to his friends,
Mhm.
Rudy Rasmus to the world, to being Dr. Rudy Rasmus. Isn't that
Yes.
something?
Amazing.
That's the beautiful thing. And that's just a little bit of the stuff that we want to talk to him about, because we do want to join him on his journey and understand how incredible this man has been to impact the communities all over Houston and Texas alike.
Texas, yes. Texas.
Mhm, mhm.
Because I know y'all took a trip
Yeah, we
to
did.
Dallas without me. I'm just, you
100
know,
years ago, but we
yeah,
did.
but I was alive. I was alive then, and y'all could have took me on that
She's
trip.
just mad because it was a bus full of men going to see TD Jakes.
Oh, that's
So
what it was?
that's it. Yeah,
Oh,
that's why she's
I'm
upset.
sorry.
That's why she's upset.
Ooh, didn't that make me
Remember,
hot?
she's the single.
Okay. All right, but okay, I'll take that. When is the next bus trip? Should I coordinate that?
No, Rosa
Okay.
Parks. No. Just going in the back of the bus.
Oh Lord, see, you're making me hot. Y'all, I'm hot now. I'm hot. I'm having one of
Okay,
the
so
moments.
look,
Okay,
we
for real.
made you wait long enough. We want to
Yes.
bring to your enjoyment,
yes.
Dr. Rudy Rasmus.
Yes, that's him.
Super
You
fly,
know he's
super fly guy.
amazing.
Rudy, you with us?
I'm with you, Barry.
Oh, that is it. Good evening, sir. Welcome to the Golden
Hey.
Pod.
So
Well,
nice
what
to
is
have
it?
you here.
Golden
Square Podcast.
Okay, I just love saying it.
She does.
Yeah,
She
I do.
Well, back to our
Yeah.
guest. Okay.
Okay.
Rudy, you
So-
are like the man, and we
Yes.
we are honoring this month
Black excellence.
Black excellence,
Yes.
and we couldn't have done this show this month
Right.
without excellence. Okay, and you
Yes.
are one of the men that I look up to because of what you've done for not only the church but the community. And we want to take just a very small journey. We want to talk about your beginnings at St. John's downtown. Give us a little background on that.
First of all, it's good to be with y'all tonight. It's a Linda, I'm praying for you. It's
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Somebody who knows.
Listen, it's about him right now.
Okay, but he's
Barry,
Barry, you know what I
Barry and
need.
I have been riding together since 1998, I believe.
Yeah.
It's a long time, almost 30 years. It's
Yeah.
incredible. It's been a while, but this journey has been so. It's been exciting. You know, I don't know if you know my backstory, but my early days, I owned and operated a borderline bordello with my dad, and from there, I learned a lot about human nature, about people. Then I had an encounter with God that ultimately just changed everything, changed my life, turned me around, got me out of a dark path, and put me on the path towards helping humanity. You know, God was the catalyst. The ultimate goal and purpose was to bring light into people's lives who had needs, and it's been like that for now 34 years. It's crazy how time flies. I was 26 when I started, and
You still look 26.
I mean 36. I'm sorry.
Okay,
30,
that number
yeah.
2. I ain't lying. You still look good, sir.
Thank you. You're beautiful yourself. It's good to be with you. It's so it's been a great journey. I wouldn't have changed anything because it would have altered the ultimate outcome. The ultimate outcome was just really learning how to live life on life's terms, and that's what I do every day. Yeah, I was telling you guys before we went on air that I have had fun my entire life, and serving has just been part of that equation. You know, just serving the community, serving humanity brings a lot of joy to me, and it's just really good to be able to talk about it tonight.
So walk us through real quick the transition from the bordello, as you say, to St. John's. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, my dad was a very interesting person, and my dad believed that the shortest distance between 2 points of making money was meeting people at their point of need. He just believed that commercial sex was the way to do it, and that was how we ultimately we ultimately evolved from there. But the journey was interesting. I started attending a church, Windsor Village United Methodist Church, in 1985 as a non-believer. I attended with my wife, and I think maybe originally went to make sure she made it home from church. You know, I didn't have a great relationship with preachers in those days, not realizing that one day I would become a preacher, right?
Yeah.
But at that church, I had an encounter with a phenomenal guy, Curry John Caldwell, and became Curry John's real estate broker. From there, we started really a journey in me representing him in real estate. And one day, 5 years later, after becoming a part of the Christian movement, in 1990, 5 years later, he gave me the keys to a church building in downtown Houston, and said, "Hey, go check it out and see, see what you think about it." And I never forget this, but I drove in front of the church building, St. John's as we know it today. Drove up in front of it, and I looked over to the right, and there were about 50 unhoused men standing around a tree waiting on a meal. A person from the suburbs would come in every week and provide a hot meal to my unhoused brothers. And it just so happened that day I drove in front of this building, those men were there waiting on that meal. I looked at the building, I looked at those men. I called my wife and said, "Baby, this is the place." And I knew immediately, I mean, from the moment I drove up in front of the church, that this was the place that we were called to serve. Curry John gave us the keys. We opened the door, started a service a month later, and 30,000 people joined between 1992 and 2023.
So, sir, what was that feeling like when you just knew that was the place?
Heaven has spent a large part of my life on a dark path. I felt a light. I mean, it was literally, I looked at this building and I knew that this was the place where my purpose was going to unfold. I just knew it. And from the first day, so imagine this, the homeless, the unhoused would sleep around this church in those early days. So literally to get into the front door, the day we walked into the front door, there was literally a homeless person sleeping at the door. Wow. And that person we invited in. And from that day forward, we continued to invite the unhoused into the building, the homeless into the building. And our journey, I mean, our reputation in downtown, early days was as a church for, affluent folk who wanted to serve and homeless folk who had needs. And from there, it just continued to evolve, and missions and services just started to evolve. And before we knew it, it was a full-blown agency, millions of dollars in care to the community raised and spent. And from that day forward, it's been a great journey.
Yeah. Amazing. I mean, and I gotta say that it humbles my heart from time to time to remember that. And I remember us walking over the homeless to get inside and then picking them up to come inside. I remember the meals being cooked upstairs in the balcony while we were having service, and you could hear everybody's stomach growling throughout the service.
Right.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
Barry was part of it. Linda, your co-host was part of the entire work for many years. Those early days were so exciting too. I mean, they were. You got to say resources were plentiful, and there were a lot of caring hearts out there who were willing to come along.
There were. And speaking of caring hearts, let's move now to how did we birth the Bread of Life? How did that come to be?
The Bread of Life really started as one hot meal a week in our first week in the church. We knew there was a need. There were people sleeping around the building. Our intent was to at least give that community one hot meal a week. Before we knew it, though, we were serving a hot meal every day. And ultimately 500 hot meals a day for the next 20 years.
Yes.
And the community literally would beat a path to our door every day for that hot meal, because it was always a great meal. One of my rules in those early days, I'd never serve a meal to someone that I wouldn't eat myself.
Right.
And from that day forward, our reputation, we developed a great deal of street credit from day one as a result of treating people like we'd want to be treated, treated with respect, really honoring the humanity in every person. And that's just kind of how it evolved over those years.
Right. Because we never did a plate of slop. It was never, presentation was very important to you and everybody who worked in the kitchen. And I've always felt really good about that, because just like you said, we want a plate to look like what we would eat from.
Right.
And I love that about us.
Right.
And that's really that was important. That was important to me, that we literally honored the humanity in every person who walked through our door. And we did that not only in the mission, but we did that also in the church. This church, became known for inclusivity, for unconditional love and acceptance. Ultimately became one of the few churches where the LGBTQIA community felt at home. I mean,
Wow.
it was one of those places where every demographic in Houston was represented.
Wow.
And as well as a very large recovery community as well.
Large, yeah. As a matter of fact, the recovery community, early '90s, crack cocaine was still really a pandemic in communities of color, and just a phenomenal thing. A few people from the recovering community came through, became part of the work, literally joined the church, became part of the work, and the word got out that this was a place that accepted people for who they were, where they were.
Yes.
Yeah. And from there, it just exploded. 500 people a year joined the church for many years. I always say,
That's awesome.
churches have seasons. It was our season.
That's awesome. I wished I was in Houston involved.
Where were you?
I couldn't cook, but I could have served though. I could have served, Doc. I could have served. But I like the fact that you treated everyone as you wanted to be treated. I know it sounds like a cliche. Oh, okay, yeah, that's what they say all the time, but you actually did it. And that's how you grow your churches.
Yeah, that's really we grew. Our goal wasn't to necessarily grow. Our goal really was to serve, and growth came as a byproduct of that.
Right, the growth came because
Really beautiful the way it evolved.
St. John's was deemed one of the fastest growing United Methodist Church in the United States at one time.
Yeah, at one time it was, and
yeah, we were number one.
I was younger and had a lot more energy.
We all were younger.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you are St. John's emeritus pastor.
Yeah.
Right. And now you're the chief executive officer of Bread of Life
and Immanuel CDC. Yeah.
And we wanted, and can you explain to us the difference between Bread of Life and Tenemus Community Development Corporation? Are they one and the same? Are they out of each other? How does that work?
But out of each other.
Can we do the tell us what the emeritus position is? Yeah.
When pastors get finished with their career and journey, it's really just an honorific title saying this person has served here, and we're going to honor their legacy by holding on to it, putting it in a container. And that's what really emeritus means. Your legacy as a pastor in that context is put in a container on the shelf so people can see that this is the work these folk have done over the years. But the two agencies, the Bread of Life and Temenos, Bread of Life started first, and Temenos really evolved out of it. So Bread of Life was Health and Human Services. Temenos was housing. Housing and housing services, and the word Temenos. One of my first early therapists, a guy named Curtis Tutson. It was the name of his therapy practice. He passed as a young man many years ago, but the work Curtis did with me really was transformative to the point where I really wanted to honor even Curtis's legacy by naming our housing development arm Temenos, which means a safe place. In Latin and Greek, it means basically here's a safe place for people to exist.
Good job. Okay.
So Bread of Life would be deemed food security and health equities where Timbers
Timbers.
would be more housing and
Housing.
homelessness.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
And and over the years, matter of fact, that's a picture. For those who can see it, that's a picture of our latest development. We have built 5 permanent supportive housing developments in and around downtown Houston over the last 20 years. The one on screen currently is called Erasmus. It was a great honor for this project to be named after my family's legacy. It's a 100-unit project. We raised 45 million to build it, and with our partners, and it currently houses 100 people who formerly were homeless or unhoused. One of the criteria to live in any of our apartments is to have been unhoused for at least a year. So we are housing chronically homeless individuals. Next to that project was the Knowles Temenos Place apartments, which was our first project. We developed in 2006, 2007, right after Katrina tore up the Gulf Coast. That was our response. That project was our response to the devastation that happened on the Gulf Coast. That was our word to the community, to the world, that we were willing to invest dollars to provide housing to people who were already homeless and now made homeless from an entire city. So we welcomed people to Houston and housed them there. It's been a just incredible. And our most recent project is called the Nose Roland House. That project is going to house 30 individuals, same demographic, who have experienced chronic homelessness, and will really provide once again a safe place for people to recover from the trauma of life.
That's
So you're labeled the transformative leader for social justice.
Okay, I'll take that.
And how does that feel to carry that? Because that's huge. And we see the work that you've done, and we know that community is important to you.
Yeah.
How do you feel about holding that title? Because that's important.
First of all, my story could have ended so differently. Even though it is such a, it's really like an honor for me to turn 70. I mean, it's because I never really thought I would live through my 30s, and
Man, that's a bad life. That's a bad good life that got you through.
Exactly. And then every year after what I thought was going to be my last days, constantly became my best days. And now, looking back over all of the stuff, all of the things that I have been through, have experienced, to be at this point now is just really every day is a joy. I'm a grandfather. I get to, I'm watching 2 beautiful little people evolve. I'm a father. I'm watching my daughters who've been on the whole ride with me, watching them live their best lives. I'm a husband. My wife, of now, hey, as a matter of fact, we'll be celebrating 41 years on March 9th in a couple of weeks.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Yeah.
I think it's been a matter of fact, give her an award. I mean, she
I believe it, because I know you know Barry, so she do deserve.
She deserves an award. But
How did I get in there?
This part of my life is just it's beautiful to be able to reflect, to look back over all of the bumps and the bruises and the beauty, to just see, it's I'm glad to still be here.
Me too.
So I see that you're constantly driving change, constantly. That's I think that's your gift. Okay. How do you bring other people along to join you on that battle?
Yeah. There are 2 things that I've learned about me. Number one, number one, I am I'm a good friend to those I befriend, and um, and I will tell you, Linda, Barry has seen me at my best and worst as it
Okay.
relates to okay. Uh, um, uh, um, historically, could be considered a fierce opponent. To those who might have gotten on that side of me. Um, but something my wife revealed to me in prayer just recently, and I had never really you know I could never really put a pin as to what was this, but she said one day, I think you have a loyalty wound, a loyalty wound.
Mm,
And I said, oh, a loyalty wound, yeah. And I started really reflecting on what it meant to have a loyalty wound. And what it
mm,
really meant was, the extreme trauma and disappointment I might have experienced throughout my childhood and maybe into adolescence. I've countered that by being at times loyal to a fault, and
mm,
uh, and I've had a chance to do some reconciliation
Mhm.
around what loyalty means, and even who deserves it. But those are things. It's really something to learn that at 70. You know what I mean? That means a lot
yeah.
of folk have benefited from my loyalty wound over the last 70 years.
But that's just inside of you. That's who you are. You
Yeah.
you you can't change it. Because I was going to ask that question. How do you know who to be loyal to?
I am I'm a fiercely loyal friend, and and folk who know me. As a matter of fact, I'm on this call tonight because I consider Barry a friend. It's
Okay.
over these years, Barry has been extremely helpful to me, and he and I know, he's like I say, he's seen me on the whole ride. I mean, this is almost 30 years later that I've known this guy. So I think the folk who are friends of mine,
Mm-hmm.
without a doubt. And so you won't be questioned. I mean, it's not a question as to whether or not am I Rudy's friend or not. Now you'll know if you're Rudy's friend.
Oh,
Okay. That's
okay.
just kind of how I roll.
That's good stuff, man.
That is.
So what's next for Rudy Rasmus? What's the next
You
big
know,
thing? The
that's
buildings are coming up. Everything's changing. You got
Right.
Bread of Life on the path.
yeah,
The church is doing well. What happens next for this
yeah.
crazy guy in front of me?
I'm building a coffee shop right now, and
Oh,
so I built my first coffee shop 10 years ago. I sold the land under it, then opened a shop in Hobby Airport. So if you ever fly out of Hobby, through Good, it's really a bar right at TSA at the front of the airport at Hobby.
Mhm.
wow.
Is my bar, coffee shop, bistro. I'm actually building a new one through Good, another through Good, and I call this one through Good in the Hood. I'm building it in my childhood neighborhood. It's the Hikes, and I'm working on it right now. Me and a few good friends who are craftsmen. We're building it sometime this summer. We'll put an announcement out, and it is, what I want to do next, Linda and Barry. I want to be a barista. So my friends will be able to find me several days a week making coffee in the Hikes, and I'm looking so forward to that. It's going to be a fun venture. It's the building. We're transforming a building right now, and I mean it's taking shape every day, and it's really exciting. That's what I want to
It's-
do next.
okay, okay. So as far as the ministry is concerned, are you still teaching across the country? Are you doing any of that anymore? Or
No,
all that is done?
I ain't doing none of that. I'm sitting on the beach every chance I get, and if I'm traveling, I'm going to chill somewhere. I clocked in 100,000 miles a year for many years, and that was really exhausting. I mean, it
That's a
Yes,
really
it
lot.
was.
That's
was.
a lot.
It's a at this point, I think I've taught everything I need to teach. Um, Now I just want to be, to live, to breathe, and just experience this time I have left.
But do you
None of us
really
know.
think that you really think that you've taught everything that you need to teach?
Well,
Because today something else pop up.
you
See?
know what? You hit something though. I am writing another book, and I am. It's so in the book, I've written four, and and you're right. You're right, Linda. I do have some more to teach. I think I'm just gonna find a different platform to teach it versus
Mhm.
having to be everywhere to do so. I don't have that energy anymore. That kind of like go speak and travel energy. It was
Right.
cool while I was doing it, but I haven't done that in a long time, and I've kind of moved through that. But this new book is really about kind of a look at prosperity
Mm.
from the standpoint of um, it's good. I mean, it's nothing wrong with being prosperous, but prosperity has a requirement
Right.
and responsibility, and then we kind of talk about it from that standpoint.
Wow.
That's deep, man.
That,
You
there's no
always pull
sitting.
my head up.
There,
It's like,
there's no sitting down for you. I'm
No,
sorry.
no sitting down. No,
No,
I'll.
no. It's,
You know, my goal is to finish this ride completely empty.
mm,
I'm not I don't want to finish this ride with my stuff. I don't I want to when I'm finished, I want the world around me to say, "Boy, that guy, he lived his life." And that's kind
right.
of what I'm doing. I'm doing it every day.
Right. So instead of holding all that you know, you're passing it on. Please pick it up. Please pick this torch up and move forward.
Right, right. And I do hang out with a lot of younger people. I am I was reflecting on my dad's funeral. My dad died at 78 years old 20 years ago. And
Hmm.
and actually 22 years ago. And the one thing that marked kind of put an image in my heart and my mind about my
Mhm.
dad's homegoing was the eight people that carried his coffin, his casket, were all under 50. My dad was
Mm.
78. The eight people who carried his casket were all under 50, and they were all his friends.
Wow.
And I said, that is such a testament to
Yes.
in essence, you have lived not only amongst your peers, but your
Right.
peers were younger people who were on the journey with you. And that's kind of when I finish up, there'll be a lot of young people who said, "Man, that was my friend right there," and
Yeah. I like that statement because I feel the same way as a lot of younger people behind me.
yeah,
I could say friends, I could say
yeah.
mother, I could say
right,
auntie.
yeah,
Yes, all of those things. So I want to be like you. I want to give as much as I can give. And when I rest, I'm resting. That's
exactly,
it. I don't have anything else to pour out. All you have is memories.
yeah.
And
Mhm.
I hope and pray that they're good ones.
I'll tell you, my auntie, who really helped raise me, her name was Hattie Mae Allen. She had a neighborhood
Mm.
grocery store. I hung out with every day. She was like my surrogate grandmother. But as she was dying many years ago, I remember one night planning her funeral in her living room. And as we got to the point of remarks, I said, I called her Maymay. I said, Maymay, who do you want to make remarks at your funeral? And she said, baby, I don't need any of them. And then she had some expletives to say anything about me. All right. At that point, she said, anybody who needed to say something to me or do something for me should have already done it by then. And then she said something that really capitalized that moment for me forever. She said, baby, I live my eulogy every day.
Okay.
Yes.
Bravo.
Yes.
And then I began to understand what a eulogy meant. A eulogy means to speak well of one known well. Eulogia was the Greek word for that. And when I think about the fact that I watched her literally her whole life, every day, live in a way that what her last encounter with a person was her eulogistic remark from that person. So and that's, when I'm finished, my eulogy will have already been preached.
Good job.
I'm
Those are some,
speechless.
I was going to say,
Man,
those
you
are
grabbed
some,
me, man.
yeah, I want to feel exactly, and I try to live that kind of life as well as how I want to be treated. I'm going to treat you so you'll know how to treat me.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I want
So
that
you're
as
living
well.
your eulogy every day. And
Yes.
that's so important. Something I want you to think about, and this is for everybody watching right now. Put 6 lines on a piece of paper in your mind. All right, 6 lines. And on those 6 lines, I want you to think about 6 words that you'd want somebody, the world, to remember you by. Just 6 words. You don't have to do it right now, but think about it. 6 words. I'll tell you mine just as a framework. 6 words I want to be remembered by. Number 1, he lived. That's 2 words.
Mm-hmm.
He laughed. That's 2 words. He loved. That's 6 words total. He lived. He laughed. He loved. Now that's my eulogy. If I put my eulogy, if I capsulized it in 6 words, that would be my eulogy. I'm challenging everybody listening today. Right now, write your eulogy in 6 words. The 6 things, words, ideas that you want to be remembered by, and then live into it. That's the key. It's one thing to put it down. It's another thing to live into it. I live every day. I'm telling you, I laugh every day I'm breathing, and I love every moment I'm alive.
Say one of those again for me. It's the I laugh.
I lived.
Every day. Every day.
I lived. I laughed, and I loved.
That's
I
it.
live
Every day.
Every day.
Yeah,
Every
every day.
day.
I laugh every day, and I love every day.
Oh.
That's
a lot. That's a lot.
I'm gagging. Okay, I really wasn't thinking that this was going to be so inspirational,
Yeah.
Okay.
but it really has. And Rudy, you've always been a great man to talk to, and we have many moments that we would have a one-on-one together, and it's profound at this point. I mean, everything that you're saying is, and I've been going through some stuff lately, and just hearing you speak that, you made me remember where I need to get back to my core on. I need to get back to laughing, loving, and living. And I think that's a beautiful thing, because we forget and we get caught up in the issues and the problems and the doubt and all these other things get in the way. And when you could, sum it up to 6 words and begin to live through that process, it's amazing. It's amazing, man. You touched me right there.
And I'm so glad that you said those 6 words. Not just Barry, but we all need to hear that. Because we do have a lot that's going forward in today's society. Everybody's just crazy. Yeah, that's what it is. It's crazy. It's just completely crazy.
It is so much going on.
It is. And then it's probably some of us saying, how do I laugh? How do I live? How do I love someone?
Right.
You do it. I think the takeaway for me from you was not so now that we know it, Now you have
You
to
have to
do
do
it. You
it.
have to live it. You have to.
Yes.
Right.
You have to begin to
Yes.
do the six
The 6
things.
Yes.
Right.
You gotta
Yes.
laugh. You gotta love. What's the third one?
You
Love.
gotta live.
Laugh, love, and live.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
That was the test.
Yes, yes,
That
yes,
was a test.
yes. Correct. Write your own eulogy in 6 words and live it.
And then live
And
it.
yeah. And I think the live it is the most important piece. Now that you love something,
Yeah.
you've laughed about it. Now let's
Right.
just go live.
Let's
live
live
this.
it.
Let's
Live
live
it
this
out.
out. Yeah.
That's mine, you know, but we all have our expression, you know, that our impact on the world around us. And I think
Wow.
really reflecting on that and leaning into it is how we make that impact last long beyond our lifespan.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's that legacy stuff.
As my dad was dying, he died in hospice in 2004. Matter of fact, he died on the 4th of July, 2004. You know, a perceived Independence Day was his actual Independence Day. And I remember the day the doctors came into his room to tell him that he had a very short time to live. And my dad, who had really just come, you know, into the Christian life at 70, right at 70 years old, you know, told the doctor that day, you know, Doc, I'm gonna live like I'm gonna live forever. And what he was really telling that doctor was the life that he had embraced with Christ now extends his longevity far beyond his body can express it. And that's what I want to do. I mean, I'm living like I'm going to live forever. And that's a lot of responsibility too.
One of the viewers just said, do you think men have changed now?
Do I think men have changed? You know, I
Yes.
think, you know, everything is in people are always evolving. You know, have men changed? Yeah, I think everyone changes. As a matter of fact, I was just listening. Y'all might remember this. It might be before your time. Quincy Jones on the Body Heat album from many years ago. There's a song on there entitled "Everything Must Change." You know,
Yes.
rain comes from the clouds, sun lights up the sky, hummingbirds do fly. You know, mysteries do unfold. You know,
That's
but
it.
we think about it, but yeah, everything and everybody is changing. As a matter of fact, if you're not changing, if people are not evolving, then in hell we're in a lot of trouble. You know,
We're stuck.
Right. You just we're stuck. We're stuck in that spot.
so yeah, one thing I am seeing, you know, I did my doctoral research on the intersection of Black millennial culture and organized religion. What I did see as an outcome of my research was the sort of the departure of younger people, specifically in my research, Black Americans, moving away from what we knew historically as organized religion. You know, the churches our aunties and grandmamas went to.
Right. Right.
That trend has not stopped. But what I am also seeing is an awareness, a spiritual awareness amongst that same demographic that is, in many cases, more honest than the church traditions their predecessors might have been a part of. So, in essence, church people have get a pretty bad rap for not being, authentic about their faith. Younger people might not be religious as we know religiosity, but they are spiritual in many regards, and more spiritual in many regards than their older counterparts are, and that I respect greatly.
Okay. So this has been amazing. This
was deep.
I couldn't wait to meet you. And to hear you speak about the things that Barry had told me, I'm like, okay. But
It's true.
when we started the podcast and we were trying to get a schedule going down, and by this being Black History Month, believe it or not, you were the first person that he said we got to interview.
That's so good.
I've never heard of him. I've heard of a lot of ministers, but I have never heard of him. And
this one here is unique.
Yeah.
Has always been unique, will always be unique, and will always be for community. And that was one of the reasons why I joined, because he was about the people and nothing else. That was the most important thing.
Yeah, my reputation, Linda, is broader in the streets than it is maybe amongst church people. That's
what we need more of, though.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, I'm a PK child.
I got you.
I always felt that we needed more help from the pulpit to the streets to let the people know, hey, this is life. I'm a human, you're a human, and if we come together and trust and believe in me the way you're saying you are loyal to the people,
right,
I will follow you.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I want someone to not judge me.
Right.
But take care of me mentally and my heart.
Right. And help navigate through the mess. I mean, you're that type of man that will help people get through all the muck and mire that's in front of us. I mean, there's so much. Politics is a big thing. Sex is a big thing. Religion is a big thing. Finances is a big thing. And to have somebody break something down in 6 words and make you think, there is hope, and I can get through. I mean, hey man, you did that for me.
And if you did it for
you saved me.
Listen, if he did it for Barry, he could do it for you.
Right.
No, that's true.
And he did it for them. He did. He's in there.
Yeah.
He's in there.
Yeah.
Because you wasn't that person who could have walked over those people, but instead you said, let me lift you up.
Come on with me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, that was a man. Yeah.
The beautiful thing, Rudy, is to realize that you just didn't do that for show. Right. Because we're right here now, and there are buildings being built and there are families being fed, and the legacy lives on. I mean, you're still doing what you, even though you're over here now, all that work is still being done every day, and that's it. That's legacy in itself.
Yeah, for a little while, the world was.
That's live, loving, and laughing.
Yeah,
okay, man. That's what that is.
And for a little while, the world will have known I was here. And that is sometimes, that's enough, for the world just to have known I was here. I was looking at a social media post recently, and it was really kind of startling, but it said, think about this: in 100 years, nothing owned by a person right now will be owned by that person. Nothing. I mean, literally, the houses we cherish, the cars we drive, the things that we consider possessions, none of those will belong to us in 100 years. They'll be somebody else's. And then we put so much emphasis on things that we cannot take into eternity with us.
Yeah, exactly. And the emphasis I know taken into eternity is my love.
Yeah,
it's the love. Can I take that with me? Because like I said, when I rest, that's it. All I didn't get a chance to love, I'm sorry, but
exactly.
I'm here now to give you just that. All of me this way.
That's
I like that. We in there. All right. So, but you know what? It's that time, Barry.
Yeah.
It's that time. We hate to say we gotta go, but we have to go. But you don't have to go. We'll put you in the back room somewhere.
No,
but to y'all, I hope you got something from this young man, and that your heart and your mind is filled.
You made an impact for us tonight, and we appreciate that.
Oh, cool.
We really want this show to mean something, and you gave us meaning tonight. And I appreciate that so much. Thank you for considering me a friend. Thank you for saying, yes, you'll come on. You inspired me. I'm speechless, and I'm never that way.
Never that way.
Because look, brother, I got notes. I was going to take this on a whole nother journey piece. I was prepared. Okay, but you took me somewhere where I wasn't ready to go, but I definitely wanted to go on the journey with you. And I told everybody to tune in tonight for a journey you won't forget. And I want to thank you for making me tell the truth.
Okay,
because we went on a journey tonight.
Rudy, how would the people contact you?
breadoflifeinc.org is probably the best way, the easiest way to get me. There's a link there. You can email me there. Rudy Rasmus at breadoflifeinc.org as well. But it's I'm easy to find. I'm on the corner of Crawford and Gray. That's where our campus is. I am there. There's a landline, 713-659-3237. Vernell Keys is still there catching the phone. Vernell has been my friend for about 40 years, and she is still catching the phone for me. And we are there, and we're there to really help relieve the stresses from people who are right now experiencing extreme want and lack. It's just that's why we're there. And I just really thank you guys for what you're doing, for even extending your platform to me tonight. It was beautiful just being with you. I love y'all, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
Oh, thank you.
We don't want to do nothing about it.
Right, but love you back.
That's it.
That's it. So with that being said, listen, we're almost out of time, but we got to talk about our 2 cents. We got to do our 2 cents. We got to do. Let me fan it because y'all know
that was incredible.
This is what he do. He
caught me. He caught me. But I'm so snagged. But we're still in election mode, so let's not forget that. We've got one more day
for early voting.
Early vote, which is tomorrow. So tomorrow, early voting ends. Next Tuesday is election day. What is that? March 3rd. Okay, and look, if you can get out tomorrow and do it because you can go anywhere.
You can go anywhere. Don't miss this opportunity.
If you wait for March Tuesday, you're going to be stuck in your district.
Exactly. Anything subject to happen, but right now
you can vote anywhere.
And
one more day, early voting. One more day.
Texas, we have to turn this state blue.
Yeah.
Well, I can't tell you who to vote for, but call me, I tell you. But I can't tell you who to vote for, but we have to turn the state blue. We have to go out and vote. There's too much that our lives, our kids, our grandkids are riding on. Mm-hmm. So we have to do that. Actually, they're trying to close 12 elementary schools as we speak. Right now, they're having a protest about one of them on the north side. But don't miss your opportunity to vote. Mm-hmm. It's very, very important. And also tonight, Oklahoma, Arkansas, they're all coming into Texas. So everybody be safe. Tonight is the kickoff for rodeo. It's going to be a lot of stuff going on these next few months and or days. But let's do it. I say months because rodeo here is every day.
For the next 30 days.
For the next 30, we in for a treat, y'all.
There's concerts, there's livestock shows, there's
everything.
The fair. Yeah, so fair. I mean, it's a lot going on
for everybody. It's
rodeo season. Okay, so.
It's rodeo season now. Let me just say this: in the midst of it being rodeo season, it's also colon cancer month. So we're gonna pick a day that we're all gonna wear blue, representing colon cancer. So Rose B. Johnson Colon Cancer Organization is doing a big gala fundraiser on March 21st. And y'all, that is a very important organization. So, it's colon cancer month. We got rodeo month all in one. And we need to be aware of everything that's going on in Texas. Okay, so y'all, listen.
And don't forget, I just want to make sure that you understand that February is over.
It is.
You know, this is it. We are on the 26th. We got 2 more days of this month.
Oh, yeah. It's women awareness as well.
Okay,
so
then one more. Woman awareness.
Yeah.
Okay, so
women awareness.
And that's all March. So we're clear. So
yeah.
We're out of Feb. Okay.
Sunday is first Sunday.
Right.
That's March 1st. And all of these things happen. Rodeo, colon cancer, women's awareness, all of this going on. So ladies, we need you to take care of yourself. Go get those light bulbs. Make sure they're in the right order. One light and one dark. Okay, then let's go ahead and just take care of ourselves. And Barry, it's we gotta make sure that our lights are shining brightly.
Okay, she lost me for a second. I was in the dark without the light. There was no light bulb. I'm talking about. I got lost. I was like, what is she talking about?
We have to go make sure all those things are
that all the light bulbs
are bright. They're shiny,
just like a chandelier.
Ooh. So that's our 2 cents for the night.
And remember, the 2 cents was based on what? One.
What it was? We got to. Was it the light shear stuff? The lady? It's the rodeo.
One of the. I'm sorry, she's not with me. I'm doing the show alone. One was the fact that we're still on left, right. Let's get that out the way. We got 1 day left. 1 day left. Okay, and then next Tuesday is election day. So get out between now and next Tuesday. But tomorrow would be great because you can vote anywhere. So you want to say that? We talked about the rodeo is in town. Tonight is the cook-off.
Yeah.
And if you're
I
out
didn't barbecue, I'm just saying.
And she can't. And if you're out and about, we want you to be safe for sure. So just know that that's for sure. Yeah. You know, so we want to make sure that's happening. And then third is. And then there's the colon cancer month coming. That's 2. Okay, that's 3. That would be 3.
So then we got the 4th one.
The 4th one is woman awareness.
That's right. Women awareness. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Those are the 4 things that we wanted to cover tonight. I know that's a lot for our 2 cents because that equals 8 cents. 2, 4, 6, 8.
Yeah.
Not a dime, but 8 cents.
But if we tell the men to go take care of themselves as well, because it doesn't even matter about it being a certain month or a certain day. It's about you taking care of yourself so that you can take care of your family.
It's about live, love, and laugh.
That part.
Hey, that was it.
Yeah, that
Rudy did that, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
So I will be laughing for the next
forever.
Yeah, 55 years. The next 55 years, I will be laughing. And for the next 60 years, I will be what it will be?
I don't know what you're gonna be. I don't know what you're gonna be. Oh, that was good. That was good, Linda. Oh, she said, oh, I didn't say it. She said it.
Well, I will be, but I'll be young at heart.
You know what? I got to tell you something. I'm having so much fun on this podcast. And we, once again, Linda and I want to just go ahead and continue to thank you guys for supporting us.
Yes.
We definitely do want you to subscribe, like and share, or share, like, and subscribe.
All of that.
Whichever way you want to put it. Make sure that we go into your little, what's that called? Your little basket. Yeah. And make sure that we are one of your favorite shows to watch. We need your support. We love your support. We have so much more stuff to tell you and experience. We love your input and your questions. Please keep that coming because that's important to us. Because at the end of the day, we're doing this for y'all.
Exactly.
We love doing it. Okay, we're gonna say that.
Mr. Rudy, not Mr. Doctor. Rudy just stated, we're here for the community to help the community be better for our next generation behind us as well.
That's it. So the legacy stands strong. That's important.
That's right. So we really appreciate you. And if there's any topics that you all want us to research
to talk about,
just inbox us.
And we'll get to it. We'll get into it.
Here.
This is the Golden Square podcast with Linda Scott and Barry Bond. We are so appreciative.
Yes.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for joining us.
See you next week.
week.